I am excited to share with you the halfway to black method. It is the method I use when I shade anything from imagination. And here's how it works. Let's take this drawing I made and invent the light and shadow values. How do I do this? I follow two steps. Step 1 is to choose the light value, and step 2 is to identify the shadow value by using the halfway to black method. You can think of the light value also as the local value, the general brightness of the material. The sculpture on the left has a light local value, and the sculpture on the right has a dark local value. Since I'm inventing the values on my head drawing, I can choose any local value I want, but I do have to make a choice. To keep things simple, I'm going to choose white as my local value. And I have a light probe here, so I'll fill that. And then I'll fill in the head. Now, step 2. This is where the magic happens. To find the shadow value, we're going literally halfway to black from our light value. If the light value is white, the shadow value is going to be here, at the middle of the distance between the light value and black. Let's add the shadow value to the light probe. And this is the method. It's extremely simple, which makes it very effective. Now I'm going to apply this shadow value to the head. I'm doing everything with two values, form light and form shadow. I picked the light value, in this case I chose white, and I found the shadow value by going halfway to black. What's left now is to add dark halftones to create volume. I'm shading the head roughly following the light direction that I have on my light probe. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Most of the things you'll draw have multiple local values. Let's take a look at this block as an example. If the block is white, the shadow value is halfway to black. If we make the right side of this block a darker value, its shadow value is going to be darker than the left side. How much darker? Well, halfway to black from the local value that I chose. Okay, let's make the hair darker here. To start, I'm going to reset my shading by filling in the head with the light value again. Then, on a new layer here in Photoshop, I'm adding a darker value for the eyebrows. Again, this is the local value or light value, and I can pick any value I want. I'll add this value to a second light probe that represents all of the facial hair. Then I'll cover all of the hair with this local value. And I'm including the lips here for speed and simplicity. Now I can go back to the head layer and add the shadow value of the head material. And a bit of halftone again for the turning of the form. Next, let's find the shadow value of the hair by going halfway to black from the light value that I chose. And then I'll add this tone where I estimate the hair to be in shadow. And as I'm shading this in, I hope you can see that I'm working with two materials that each have a light value and a matching shadow value. In the halfway to black system, these two values are companions. You can think of them as pairs or couples. I made a value scale that is a useful tool for finding these pairs. On the left is the light value, and on the right the corresponding shadow value. If you like numbers, a 10-step scale works well. If the light is value 0, the shadow is value 5. If the light is value 6, the shadow is value 8. But if you prefer, you can also use a smooth continuous gradient to pick your light value and then find your shadow value just to the right of it. So there you go. This is the halfway to black method. If your goal is realism, we need to do a few more things, and I'll talk about that in one of the next lessons.